Imagine a family so powerful that they didn't just control wealth, they controlled the very fate of popes, kings, and the cultural renaissance of an entire continent. A family whose bank became the epicenter of European finance, propelling them into the highest circles of political power and artistic patronage. This is the story of the Medici family, whose banking empire wasn't just about money. It was about manipulating power, shaping history, and leaving a legacy that still echoes through the corridors of finance and culture today. What if I told you their influence was so vast, they practically invented modern banking? And what if I told you that their wealth and power led to their ultimate destruction? Stay tuned as we unravel the rise and fall of the Medici Bank. The Medici family started as humble wool merchants in the late 14th century. However, by the early 15th century, their fortunes took a dramatic turn. Giovanni de Medici de Medici, the patriarch, founded the Medici Bank in 1397, which quickly grew to dominate the banking industry in Europe. Giovanni's genius wasn't just in business. It was in understanding the economic needs of the Italian city-states and beyond. The Medici Bank's rise was grounded in an essential innovation: the development of the double-entry bookkeeping system, which made managing vast amounts of money far more efficient. The Medici Bank's mastery of finance helped Giovanni secure lucrative contracts with the Vatican, Florence, and a host of Italian and European nobility. But this was just the beginning. Soon, the Medici family would set its sights on even more ambitious goals. The key to the Medici's power lay in their ability to consolidate wealth and political influence. As their bank flourished, so did their connections. It wasn't long before Cosimo de Medici, Giovanni's son, became the unofficial ruler of Florence. Cosimo, known as the Elder, used his wealth to back political alliances, invest in military endeavors, and subtly control the Republic of Florence. But Cosimo's most significant achievement was his relationship with the Vatican, securing his position by financing the church, even helping to fund the election of Pope Eugene IV in 1431. Cosimo didn't just play the role of a financier. He was a puppet master of European politics, wielding power with a mixture of money, intellect, and sheer political will. His influence extended well beyond Florence. He shaped the papacy, dealt with kings, and was the true power behind the scenes. But the Medici's power wasn't just in politics and finance, it was in the arts. Cosimo and his successors understood that to truly cement their legacy, they needed to influence the cultural scene of the Renaissance. And so, they became patrons of the arts, sponsoring some of the most iconic works of Western civilization. From Leonardo da Vinci to Michelangelo, Botticelli, and Donatello, the Medici family funded art that would go on to define an entire era. Cosimo de Medici funded the construction of the Medici Chapel in the San Lorenzo Church, while his grandson Lorenzo de Medici, known as Lorenzo the Magnificent, brought Florence to the forefront of cultural renaissance. The Medici's love for the arts wasn't just about luxury, it was a calculated investment in legacy. They understood that culture, like money, could be used to shape and secure their power for generations to come. If you're enjoying the story of the Medici family and how they reshaped the entire fabric of Renaissance Europe, be sure to comment below and share your thoughts. What part of their story fascinates you the most? Was it their rise to power, their patronage of the arts, or their fall from grace? However, as with all great empires, the Medici's rise would eventually meet its downfall. Lorenzo the Magnificent died in 1492, and with him, the family's grip on power began to wane. The bank's failure to manage its immense wealth, coupled with political instability and the Italian wars, brought the once mighty Medici Bank to its knees. The final blow came in the early 16th century, when the banking empire collapsed under the weight of its mismanagement. But despite their financial collapse, the Medici family still managed to retain political power through their role in the Catholic Church and their patronage of the arts. The Medici myth remains strong to this day. Not only did they leave an indelible mark on Florence, but they shaped the course of history in finance, politics, and culture. Their bank may have fallen, but their legacy, both real and mythical, continues to influence global finance and art to this very day. To continue exploring the stories of how wealth, power, and influence shape the world, subscribe to GoldMind AI and hit the bell icon so you never miss an insight from the past that influences the world we live in today.